I came to you. Thank God Malava listened. Thank God Shinyalu listened. But when I came to other people and I told them, I have seen the direction and where the wind is going and what is happening, people thought I was joking. Ruto won. Today, President Ruto are working together with Raila Odinga in a broad-based government. Why are you still arguing? So, we have been selling ourselves short. We as a community have been selling ourselves short. We have not been applying our full intellect to matters of this nature. We have been selling ourselves short. We are all guilty in that context. Because we have not been taking the trends, the political trends in a nation seriously. We sometimes want to be too localized to the extent that you don't see the bigger picture. Let Malava show us the way by showing us what is good for Malava and what is the bigger picture. Do you know, I've been telling people it's usually very difficult on African soil to defeat a president who is looking for his second term. If you go back, we now go back to the era of Moi. We move away from his first 14 years when it was single party. We now come to multipartyism in 1992. When the original Ford, ile ya kina Matiba, Muliro, Jaramogi Odinga, Shikuku, Paul Mwite, name them. Well, when they gathered in Kamkunji, everybody said, Moi amekwisha, hakuna njia, dunia imeenda. And there were massive defections. People were running away to defect, thinking that that is where it will be easy. Moi then told them, mimi ni professor wa siasa, ngoja tu utaona. After a while, the original Ford was scattered into 4 pieces. 4. Moi walked back into office. Through the ballot, he won. By the time the opposition was saying, how did it happen? He had been voted in because people had cast the ballot. When it came to 1997, Moi calculated he had 1 more term under the new constitution at that time. Again, they thought it was whatever. Moi maneuvered, campaigned, Moi won. Kibaki came in 2002 because Moi was no longer on the ballot. And Kibaki won. This is so important to our people. Please listen to me. We then moved from there. We came to the one of 2007 because Kibaki won 2002 without any challenge. We came to 2007. Mimi na wakina Umbima hapa na wengine tukakuwa kwa ODM. when we had that ndizi na chungwa, tukazunguka. In 2005 when we won the referendum, tukafikiri tumeshinda. Huyu mzee Kibaki sijui alisema hiyo ilikuwa referendum, haikuwa general election. Kufika general election in 2007-2008, Kibaki akabadilika akakuwa PNU. Kibaki was a different person. Whether we debate or whatever, he got his term. He did his second term. We came to Uhuru. Uhuru won his first term after Kibaki. Then tukaingia 2017. Wakati ule watu wakasema, we Musalia, tumekasirika na wewe. Sasa fanya kazi na baba namna hiyo. Nikasema all right, lazima tufanye namna hiyo. Nikakubali, nikaunda NASA. Mimi ndio nilikuwa nikisema NASA Uhuru, NASA Ruto, NASA hawa. Ama mmesahau? Si ndio mimi niliunda National Super Alliance. Nikazunguka Kenya nzima na NASA. Sasa sasa wakati wa kura, hiyo slogan yetu imepotea, tumenaswa. Mambo ikabadilika. And Uhuru got his. Wakasema, tuende tufanye nini, hata petition, kufika petition, kumaliza petition. Now kurudi kwa uwanja, engine imekoza mafuta, mambo imekuwa ngumu. Uhuru akapata his second term. So, to defeat an incumbent who's looking for his second term is something else. Malulu Njendi was the vice chair of the Education Committee, a very powerful committee of parliament. Right now, 702 billion Kenya shillings have been allocated to education, which is 25% of the entire government budget. 25% of the entire government budget, as allocated, as assigned by parliament, has been dedicated to education. That is the global best standard, to set aside 25%. But why we are here and why you are speaking to Bitok is because we don't want just now to hear the figure. We want to see efficient utilization of those resources. And that is why we are here. Resources in education, resources in agriculture, resources in health, resources in infrastructure. We want to see efficient utilization of public resources. Issues of promotion, there must be a proper methodology, something that you can justify. We want that implemented quickly between the Ministry of Education, Teacher Service Commission, so that teachers can benefit rightfully with their promotion. We want them to earn proper salaries. We want them, because they are beacons in their community. Everybody knows when teachers have earned, the economy in a constituency turns around. Kweli ama uongo? The economy turns around. So we need to make sure that the disbursement of public resources are also in a timely fashion and targeted to meet the people. If you think these things don't touch us, let me for the first time tell you, they touch us. When we don't see medicine in a hospital, it touches us. When we see somebody stealing public money, it touches us. And we have to address them. And that is why Wilboroda is right. So we are going to be addressing these issues so that teachers get their rightful share. Just like other Kenyans deserve their rightful share. So I have come to you as good people of Malava, with all humility, to tell you, please don't hide behind your clan to determine the leadership of Malava. Soita Shitanda came from a very small home of the Kabaras. But he gave good leadership. I told the elders the same. I told the administration the same. And I'm now telling you teachers the same. Please, please, let us rise above our heritage on this one. Let us look for quality leadership so that Malava can grow. I refuse to engage in an intellectual battle with an unarmed man. That gentleman is talking about refusing to engage in an intellectual battle with an unarmed man. Because you shape opinion. I am here because you are armed with knowledge. So I am talking to people who are intellectually armed. I've come to engage you because it is a moment of critical importance to the people of Malava, to the people of Kakamega, to the people of Western Province, and to the people of Kenya. Because what we do here has an impact on the whole nation. It does not end in Malava. It has an impact here and beyond. So when your teachers came to see me, the leadership of the teachers, we had a conversation. And they said, we are not alone. There are others behind us. And we want you to also to have an opportunity to talk to the ones who are not in this room, in my office. When I came in at Tande, I saw the Liverpool motto. We shall never walk. So the teacher leaders here told me they will not walk alone. I should come and engage with you. So I am here. Prior to that, I engaged your other leaders. I engaged your chairman of all our clans in Malava. About 100 of them. Very senior, dignified men and women. Elders of society. Of varied professions. We had an engagement. I engaged with the MCAs elected and nominated to have a conversation on Malava. I went further and had a conversation with the administrators from every sublocation to the top on issues Malava. I also had an opportunity to have a conversation with a cross-section of your leaders, including Saidi here and others who came to Nairobi. I saw Mutembei and Sikoria. They are all here. They are here. And I was consistent about one thing, that the leadership of Malava must come from the people of Malava themselves. So I deliberately refused. And I told them, I have not requested you to come because I want to impose a leader on you. I have also come here to tell the 3,000 plus teachers, I have not come here to impose a leader on you. So if you are waiting for me to pronounce the name of a candidate, you will wait for a very long time. But I came here so that we can have a conversation. That word there. Because you are armed people. I came here so that we can have a conversation. What leadership does Malava deserve? If you took a pen and pencil or pencil and paper today, the 4,000 of you, what would be the qualities you would be looking for as your next member of parliament? You are opinion shapers. You cannot be bystanders. You cannot hide behind clans. Even me, I come from a clan. This is not the time to evaluate leadership on the basis of a clan, on the prism of a clan. Wache hiyo mchezo. If you know somebody has got to manage CDF and your CDF has not been as active because we lost our member of parliament, my good friend, brother, Malulu Injendi, you will need somebody once they are in office, people who will be honest and work with integrity to make sure that the CDF of Malava is activated quickly and for the right purpose.
Today I'm a very proud individual that in a long time we get an opportunity to have an engagement and conversation with the teachers of this great nation. And just like everybody has said, the teachers do a lot of hard work. They do a good job, because without the teachers, we probably would not have the country in the way it is. And each of us has passed through the hands of the teachers that I see here, and many other teachers across the country. And for that, I must commend you for the wisdom and the decision that you took to come and engage the teachers. And also the courtesy you extended to me to accompany you to have a conversation with these teachers. If you may remember, is that since President Ruto came into office, as a country, we have fairly had a very secure nation. And this is largely courtesy of his initiatives to try and address the gap that was there in the security sector. And we continue to institute and undertake a number of security reforms. There is a challenge within the police service in terms of movement and mobility. I know even in this particular sub-county, we only have one vehicle that is being shared across by our officers. I just want to give the commitment that in the next 2 weeks, we will get an extra vehicle as we work on the broader leasing program for the vehicles that is supposed to support our police officers and other government officers. In the education sector, there is only one case that has been reported as a sexual offense case. And the PS Bitok has spoken about the policy within the Ministry of Education. I'm looking forward to a day when we do not have any such cases. And even where there are cases, I would want to encourage and challenge the teachers to work closely with government officers as well as parents so that classroom or the school environment becomes an environment that is meant to nurture the next generation of citizens who are responsible, who have been given the best, so that our schools do not become a breeding ground for bringing up criminals or for exposing our children to acts that would endanger their progress. Number 3, again, looking at that report, and it speaks to the gap that exists in the student-teacher ratio. At the primary level, it's 1 to 34. At the JSS level, it is 1 to, I think, around 40. And then at the secondary level, it's 1 to 32. But universally, acceptable ratio should be 1 to 25. And when you think about it, that we are yet to achieve that universal ratio, despite the massive investment that President Ruto has put in place, it speaks to a big gap that has existed progressively over many years. 76,000 teachers hired in a record 2 years, another 20,000 by the end of this year, will help us bridge the gap and move towards achieving that universal coverage and access for our students. Because our education must be accessible, it must be affordable, and it also has to be quality education. We are addressing issues on quality, we are addressing issues on access, the same way we are also addressing issues on affordability. And the Ministry of Education, I was talking to the PS, has even heeded to that demand to make education affordable by reviewing the school fees going forward. And it's important that we applaud and appreciate the government for those measures. Now, I want to speak to you as a fellow professional. And I've listened to a lot of the issues that you have raised. And with your indulgence, Your Excellency, these are people who have gone to school. These are graduates. These are people who are meant to make a difference in this country. And at times, it's important that we take time to take stock of where we were as a country, where we are today, and where we are going tomorrow. I know there are concerns around the pay for the teachers. There are concerns about infrastructure for our learning institutions. And there are concerns even on issues to do with healthcare. Now, what have we done to address some of these concerns? In terms of access, we have hired more teachers and we continue to hire more teachers so that our learners can have the best experience. On infrastructure, the PS Bitok has talked of the number of classrooms that have been built, 23,000 in the last 2 years. In this sub-county alone, in the last financial year, there was 87.5 million that the government released towards the development and improvement of some of this infrastructure. And we are not stopping there. And if you look at the budget for this financial year, the biggest allocation has been put to the education sector. And what does that tell you? That for the first time in the history of this country, you have a president, you have a government, you have an administration that takes matters education seriously. And these are not just stories. These are things that if you look around, you can be able to see. They are demonstrable progress.
I want to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency the Prime Cabinet Secretary for thinking about such a forum. It has never happened anywhere else. Your Excellency, thank you very much. This is really a momentous occasion to listen to our teachers on matters of basic education. The government is very keen to ensuring that basic education, which is a constitutional right, is supported to the fullest. And for the first time in the history of this country, the government of Kenya has put in 702 billion to education. It is in the history of this country. There is no other time since independence when the investment in education is at 702 billion Kenya shillings. This is because this Kenya Kwanza government values our learners. And we are working very hard to ensure that the education reforms as proposed by the Presidential Working Party of Munavu are on course, including competence-based education, issues to do with transition, issues to do with infrastructure, teachers, our schools, all these things. The government is keen to ensure that all of us are able to get it right in matters education. It is the top priority of this government. Let me mention the issue of teachers. I know this government has been able to employ 76,000 teachers. If you look back at the government since independence, starting with the government of Jomo, they used to employ 500 teachers per year. You come to the government of Moi, they used to employ 1,000 teachers per year. You come to Kibaki, they used to employ 3,000 teachers per year. You come to Uhuru Kenyatta, they used to employ 5,000 teachers per year. But President William Ruto has decided he will employ within 2 years 76,000 teachers and counting in the next few months. In the next few months, we are at 100,000. This is the government of teachers. There's no other government that has been able to employ that kind of teachers. And I hope teachers are going to be very happy that their welfare is being taken care of by this government. The government has budgeted 1 billion shillings this year for promotion of teachers. So teachers, promotion is coming. We are consulting with Teacher Service Commission and the other agencies of government, and we are going to create a comprehensive cover for teachers under the universal health care so that you don't have to be paying twice for services that you are not getting. That is the plan of this government, so that all teachers will be given a special opportunity under comprehensive cover for medical insurance, and that will be able to solve the problem. Allow me also to announce that the government is planning to roll out infrastructure across the country. We have been able to build 23,000 classrooms around the country in the last 2 years. And we are saying in the next 3 months, as we prepare for transition to senior school, the government has put aside money to construct 1,600 laboratories around the country. And we are saying in Malava here, yours will come rightly. We have been able to map the whole country, and your labs are coming within the next 3 months.
Ukweli kura inakuja ya hapa ya by election ya Malava. Kuna kura ingine itakuja 2027 ya Rais William Ruto na wengine. Hiyo bado. Saa hii President Ruto mpaka 2027 yeye ndio rais wetu. Lakini tunakuja na kura ya by election ya Malava. Nimeona mmeuliza vitu mingi. Laboratory, sijui JSS nini, serikali waletee mtu. Serikali haiwezi waletee mtu, si ndio? Walimu wa Malava na sisi watu wa Malava tutapigia mtu nini? Kura, alafu hiyo mtu afanye kazi na nini? Na serikali. Lakini mpaka tupigie mtu kura mwenye pia anaweza fanya kazi na serikali. Nimo kupira mundu kunyaka serikali asubuhi mpaka jioni mlanyo wale shamlenya. Hiyo ndio kweli. Sasa mimi niko kwa serikali, nilichaguliwa kwa UDA, nitaomba kura kwa mtu wangu wa UDA. Wewe pia una demokrasia, utaomba mwenzako, lakini nitaconvince sababu unataka promotion. Hii serikali inakulipa mshahara hata kama kunafinywa kidogo na vitu zingine. Tusaidie mtu wa UDA akue mbunge wetu. Sikali kare bandi banje. Tunakubaliana? Asante.
Mimi kando na kusema asanteni kwa walimu, pia nimekuja kushiriki jambo na wazo ambalo linatuhusu sisi wote. Kwa sababu tumefika wakati adimu ambao lazima tuende mbele tukijua ni safari ama ni njia gani ambayo tunafaa kuitembea kuhakikisha watu wa Malava wanapata kiongozi ambaye ako na tajriba, kiongozi ambaye ako na uwezo wa kuendeleza mipango ya maendeleo na serikalini kama jinsi mwenda zake rafiki yangu Mheshimiwa Malulu Injendi alivyokuwa akifanya. Jameni, watu wa jamii ya Wakabras, mnajua wakati wa uchaguzi mwaka wa 2022 mimi na mbunge wenu mwenda zake Mheshimiwa Malulu tulisimama kidete na tukasema tutaiunga serikali ya Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto, ambayo pia Mheshimiwa PCS Musalia Mudavadi yako ndani, na tukasema sisi tunaunga serikali mkono kwa sababu ya maendeleo. Na nyinyi mkatusikiza, mkamchagua Mheshimiwa Malulu Injendi kwa chama cha ANC. Nami pale Shinyalu nikachaguliwa pia kwa chama cha ANC ambacho kilikuwa kinaongozwa na Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, ambaye wakaja wakaungana pamoja na Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto kwa ajili ya kumaliza siasa za ukabila na migawanyo hapa nchini. Sasa chama chetu cha ANC na UDA tuko pamoja, tuko chama moja, sera yetu ni moja, barabara yetu ni moja, na hiyo barabara ni maendeleo kwa wananchi wa Kenya. Watu wangu wa Malava, baada ya mwenda zake Malulu Injendi kuondoka, mimi nikabaki peke yangu kama mbunge wa UDA kutoka hapa Kakamega. Jamani, nimekuja kumuomba kama mwana wenu, mniunge mkono ule wakati utakapofika. Jamani, msiniache nikiwakumbusha, kwa sababu najua nyinyi walimu ni weledi na wastadi wa lugha ya Kiswahili. Kuna msemo ambao unasema ukipanda pantosha utavuna nini? Basi watu wa Malava muwe werevu. Mimi nawaomba ile mbegu ambayo mtaipanda pale mbele iwe mbegu ambayo itatupatia kiongozi ambaye atashirikiana na sisi wote na PCS na hao PS ambao wako hapa kuhakikisha masuala ya walimu yanatetewa vikamilifu pale bungeni, na pia kwa mikongamano nyingine yoyote ambayo masuala ya walimu yanajadiliwa. Awe kiongozi ambaye atatusaidia.
Tumekuja kukaa na walimu. Walimu ndio wale walezi. Walimu wanatoa ujinga kwa vichwa zetu. Mimi nikiwa hapa nimesimama kama msichana wa mwalimu. Na huyo mwalimu alifunza miaka zilizopita hapa Kabarasi. Na akaenda karudi kule Hamisi. He's a retired teacher and he's not tired. Walimu wa Malava, nyinyi ni KBB. Walimu wa Malava, mnataka muendelee kukaa kwa serikali ama mnataka mchague mtu mwenye ataopeleka huko kwa kibanda analilia huko na maendeleo ikiendelea? Mnataka maendeleo? Mna promise mtatupatia kiongozi wa serikali? Malulu alikuwa rafiki yangu, sisi tulikuwa tunatembea na yeye, tunaenda State House, sisi hatufungiwi mlango kama last time tulikuwa tunafungiwa. Siku hizi sisi tunaingia State House na tunaomba maendeleo. Mnataka western maendeleo ama mnataka siasa ya kurudi nyuma? Mnataka maendeleo? Malava mnasema forward ever, backward never. Mtasupport PCS? Mtatupatia kiongozi wa Kenya kwanza wakati inatangazwa? Malava oye! Ruto KBB!